When you flatter her, tell her what Tony told Cleopatra. If she fights when Huck throws you off.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members and guests, and welcome to the Centers for Disease Control annual potluck dinner here in Pontiac, Michigan. My name is John Stowe. You probably have no idea who I am, but that's okay. I'm just glad that so many could come out this evening and bring with them such delightful dishes from around the culinary globe. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce our four distinguished guests here at the head of the table. Each of them will be speaking briefly on their area of expertise. To my immediate right, epidemiologist and Shakespeare prodigy, Dr. William Barker. To his right, parasitologist and part-time used car salesman, Gustav Iders. And to his right, statistician and winner of the Kelsey Grammer lookalike, Dr. Christopher Cox. Neurologist and crazy boy bassist for their rock and roll band U2, Dr. DJ McCants. Thank you for coming this evening. Dr. Walker, why don't you begin by telling the ladies and gentlemen a little bit about yourself and the dish that you brought with you this evening.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Snow. By thanking all of you for joining me. Beautiful Pontiac, Michigan is what it is. Experienced firsthand the So I'm going with me this evening a sort of egg salad and tuna salad casserole with some old mayonnaise and small pieces of undercooked shrimp from endemic Southeast Asia. It's really a fine recipe that I think you'll all enjoy.
John Donne. Individuals are not islands unto themselves. Indeed, we live in a dynamic equilibrium and in continual interaction where host factors, environmental factors, and indeed our own conflagration determine both the severity of our disease processes and the outcomes of the games that parasites play. I brought with me tonight an old family mixture of fresh, virgin, Japanese fish cutlets, spread with a fine patina of seaweed. It is raw. One could have cooked it, but then it would not be sushi. Enjoy.
Thank you, Gus. Dr. Cox.
Alas, I did not realize I was supposed to bring so many servings to go around. One could make the claim that I mistakenly predicted based on prior sales. The number of people who would attend this evening, that number would be N. Alas, N does not fall within my 95% confidence interval. I'm not rejecting the results. Using a prior established standard deviation of 5%. No, alas, the number of servings which I brought is N -1. The servings themselves are fine, fresh slabs of pork. Therefore, the null hypothesis is accepted, the alternative hypothesis rejected, and I have a reasonably, and by reasonably I mean the relatively low possibility of unfortuitously committing a type 1 error, a strong probability of not bringing enough pork steaks. Enjoy the raw pork.
There's not a lot I can say, really. So many people could show up for our little potluck here tonight. I only wish that my two sons, Rhino and Propoba, could be here. Unfortunately, they aren't home with the varicella oyster, you know. And yes, Bill, they even have the vaccine. I'm honored to have the opportunity to be here amongst all the members and guests. Unfortunately, I didn't have any time to do any cooking, so I stopped off at the Jack in the Box and picked up a few burgers. They're extra rare, and I think the buns are a bit old as well.
Before we begin eating, I'd like to propose a toast. You'll find a glass of rice water before your next So, join me as I say, may the blessings of this flu season be with all of you. And, as they say at the CDC, let's eat.
The food chain. The ultimate choreographer in the dance of life. Humans are often placed at the top of the food chain, able to freely roam along the fibers making up the web of life, always choosing what to eat, while never worrying about being eaten. But some life forms are too small to be trapped in our webs, too virulent to be domesticated, and nearly impossible to capture outside of a textbook, an electron micrograph, or a well thought out and constructed parasite museum. In this dead-end corner of the S-wing zone, microorganisms have come to dine, and a quick glance at their menu shows a well-balanced meal of MDs and PhDs, a virologist, a statistician, a parasitologist, an epidemiologist, and their host. In a few moments, these intellectuals will become trapped in the web of life they strive so hard to understand. Observe as they become shackled by the invisible links of the food chain in the S-wing zone.
Hey, DJ, why don't you pass me on one of those burgers? I couldn't help but smell their aroma from the other end of the table. You know, as Jonathan Swift might have said, a delectable and sweet smell that fills the air, the smell of beef and butter.
You're more than welcome to have some, Bill, but only if I can have a bit of your excellent casserole first.
Just a minute there, sir. I'm not going to heap it up myself. Delicious. There you go.
Wait, is that really fresh pork?
The freshest. No additives or preservatives. I'm about 90% confident.
Well then, I think I will have to try some. Indeed, it looks like a masterpiece of gustatory senses. Would anybody like some sushi?
Hey, DJ, how about those burgers down here?
Certainly. First let me brush off some of these sandflies and tsetse flies. There we go. Pass it on down.
Oh, real beef.
No, that's for him.
May I? Certainly. Maybe later. Their parasite museums are under this ecosystem.
You don't say. Hey, Bill, you don't think they might have an extra sample of piteous foreign fur for my museum back home? Oh, do you think Mr. Jon Snow would like some sushi?
I'll hold on the slush for now.
You know, you can ask about the burger, I mean.
Perhaps I will.
Excuse me, Dr. Cox, may I try a pork steak, please?
A pork somehow there are 5 of us. I can say with relative certainty that someone has already eaten one. That someone could be me. What now is the probability that someone is not you?
DJ, sushi!
Now that's bloody awful, man.
I'm pretty sure I haven't eaten anything, Dr. Cox.
Okay. Could you pass this pork steak, fresh as ever, to Mr. Snow there?
Certainly. I suppose it may seem a bit ineffable at this present juncture, but it has been brought to my attention that I, and only I, have eaten any of my sushi. And I may, indeed, be offended if no one, out of recompensatory guilt, even tries some.
Don't be so hard on yourself. It's got nothing to do with you personally. Your food's a bit exotic is all. I hear in Michigan raw fish is rarer than rocking horse manure. Here, have a hamburger.
No, thank you. You will all have to excuse me. I must use the pit privy.